Just go through the video. This is again one more video on piston cylinder. Just 1 minute video. Then we will continue after this video. Now you can see the piston cylinder, how they are moving with respect to each other. The relative motion between the piston and cylinder, you can see. See, the piston is reciprocating from the top. The fuel is coming into the cylinder, and due to the compression of the piston, it is getting burned. Thereby, you are getting the exhaust. Actually, this is the movement of the piston. Reciprocating motion is converted into rotary motion by using the connecting rod. Right? Clear, no? Students?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now,
Yes, sir.
last class we discussed about types of systems, and after that we discussed about total energy. Then we discussed about properties, intensive property, extensive and specific properties. Then I discussed about what is specific gravity or relative density. So which fuel is considered as the reference fuel, reference fluid? Can anyone?
Water.
Water.
Water, yes. What is the density of water?
1,000
1000 units,
You.
kg per meter cube.
you
Okay. And specific weight of water is 9810 Newton per meter cube. These two are the standard values you should remember. Okay. Now, today's we discussed about what is state, what is path, what is process. Okay. So state is nothing but a unique condition of the system at an instant of time. Yes, somebody is talking. 1 second. I'll make you present. Right. Now, let us consider a piston cylinder arrangement. Here you can see. Now, let us inside the piston, we have certain gas. Are you able to see my cursor? Yes, anyone
No,
able to
sir.
see?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, here
No,
at the top right side.
no, sir.
no, sir.
Yeah, this red color one I am asking. Piston cylinder arrangement.
Yes, sir.
Yes, right. Now let us assume there will be a gas inside the cylinder and it is covered with the piston. At this instant of time, it has certain pressure, it has certain volume. Okay. If I want to represent this system on PV diagram, let us assume on x-axis I am taking volume and y-axis I am taking P. Okay. At this instant of time, let us assume this is the state. The state is nothing but a point only. This corresponding to that particular property. Let us say now, this is the pressure corresponding to the state and this is the volume corresponding to the state. Let us say V1 and P1 are the pressure and volume corresponding to the particular state. If suppose if I added heat by using some external source, then what happens to the piston? Due to the pressure and temperature of the gas, the piston will be moved upward direction. Now let us assume this is the final position of the piston. Now at that time, this entire cylinder is filled with the gas. Now tell me what happens to the volume, what happens to the pressure? Pressure will decrease, volume will increase.
Increase.
Yes or no, right? So
Yes.
therefore, I'll redraw the figure. 1 second. Right. So now, so this is the initial, yes, please don't talk. This is the initial state of the piston, and after application of the heat, then let us assume this is the final position of the piston. Now this is the initial state, this is the final state, state 1, state 2. Now if you represent over PV diagram, now state 1 corresponding to high pressure, low volume, let us say this is state 1, and this is the pressure P1 corresponding to state 1, and down if you come, this is the volume corresponding to state 1. Now due to the addition of the heat, the piston is pushed upward direction, so thereby the volume is increased, pressure is decreased. Now this is the state 2, and this is the volume corresponding to state 2, and this is the pressure corresponding to state 2. Now what happens to pressure from 1 to 2? Anybody?
Decrease.
Decreased, and volume is
Increase.
increased, right? This particular point is called the state of a system at that instant. Is it clear? This is the state 1 corresponding to initial position. This is the state 2 corresponding to the final position of the system. Clear?
Sir.
Right. Okay. Now, state is a unique condition of system at that instant of time. It can be described or measured by its properties like pressure, volume, temperature, entropy, enthalpy. These are the properties of a system. At a given instant, all the properties of system have fixed. Suppose at this state 1, let us assume, if the temperature of the system increases, what happens to other properties? Other properties will also affect. Yes or no, right? So if the value of one property changes, if I increase the temperature, the piston is moving upward direction, thereby its pressure and volume are also going to change. If the value of one property changes, the state will change to a different state. As usual, just now I discussed. So due to the addition of the heat, the piston is occupying a new position. At that instant of time or at that state, the pressure is decreased and volume is increased. Okay. Suppose if a system exhibits the same values of properties at different interval of time, let us assume one more system I have. I didn't apply any heat. Now at this instant of time, it has certain pressure P1 and volume V1 and temperature T1. These are the properties of the system at the state 1 at this instant of time. Now after half an hour, if you check if the properties are remains the same, irrespective of the time, if the properties are remains the same, then that state is called steady state. At that instant of time, none of the properties are changing, all are constant irrespective of the time. That state is called steady state. Right. Next, what is state diagram? If you are representing a state on a Cartesian coordinate diagram, let us say in Cartesian coordinates or in graph, if you are able to represent a state by a point, then that is called state diagram. State diagram is nothing but representation of a state on a diagram, nothing but here graph. So it is a Cartesian system. Cartesian system means it is two-dimensional XY system. Okay. So like I shown earlier, on x-axis I am taking pressure, on y-axis I am taking the volume. So if you are representing state on a diagram, that is called state diagram. Okay. A point on the state diagram showing the condition of system at the given instant of time, that is called state point. Now one is the state point corresponding to low volume, high pressure. State 2 corresponding to final state, high volume. Sorry, high volume, high pressure. In this case, in this diagram I am talking about. So state 1 is corresponding to low volume, low pressure. State 2 corresponding to high volume, high pressure. Okay. So state diagram is nothing but representation of the state on a Cartesian system. Next, path. Now if you observe, when the system is changing its state from one point to one other point, how it is moving? How it is moving from state 1 to state 2. Let us say here, from here to here, let us assume we are compressing in this case, let us say. This is the piston cylinder. So with help of some external force, I'm trying to compress the system. Let us say some external force is acting, and initially this is the state 1. If you compress, what happens to pressure? Pressure will increase, volume will decrease. How this piston is moving? How this piston is moving? Piston is moving in the upward direction. Okay, piston is moving in the upward direction. So for state 1, if you want to represent our PV diagram, pressure is low, volume is high. This is the state 1. If you compress, let us say this is the final state of the system. At this instant of time, this is state 2. Volume is decreased, pressure is increased. Now this is corresponding to state 2. From state 1 to state 2, how it is moving? Now this is nothing but, this is called path of a state or path of the system. This is called path. Means how the path means how the system is changing its state. That is nothing but the path. So path is nothing but the line joining the successive states is called path. Let us assume from state 1 to state 2, let us say there are some intermediate states also. Instead of going from 1 to 2, in between you have 1A, 2, 1B, 1C, 1D. Got the thing? So instead of going directly from 1 to 2, in between we are, let us say, small force is applied. Now this is 1A state. This is state of the system. This is position of the piston 1B, 1C, 1D. Means this is one state, this is one state, this is one state, this is means in between initial state and final state, these states are called intermediate states. If you join the line joining the states, that is nothing but the path of a system. So you can see 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, 1E are all called intermediate states of the system. If you join all the state points, you will get the path. Now, process. So the process is the responsible for the change of the state. The process is responsible for the change of the state. You can see here, if any of the properties of the system changes, the state of the system is said to be changed. Therefore, process is that which causes the system to change its state. If the system is changing its state, means it has to follow certain process. When the system is changing its state from state 1 to state 2, it has to follow the certain state. We have different types of the processes. I will discuss in the next coming slide. Got the point? So when the system is changing its state, nothing but it is indirectly following certain process. We can see from state 1 to state 2, it can follow this line, 1A line, or it can follow 1B line, or it can follow 1C line. These are called different processes. So if you see, these are the intermediate states. If you join these intermediate states, you will get the path. This path itself is one process. Okay, the process may be either non-flow process or it may be flow process. Non-flow process is nothing but no exchange of mass. Okay, so in non-flow process, a fixed mass within the defined boundary is undergoing a change of state. Example, heating of water in a closed container. So that is the best example for the non-flow process. Means there is no exchange of matter with respect to surrounding in case of non-flow process. We can remember non-flow process is nothing but closed system. The changes occurring in the closed system is nothing but non-flow process, because there is no exchange of mass with respect to surrounding. Means no matter is entering the system or no matter is leaving from the system. And other process may be flow process, in which the mass enters and leaves through the boundary. Example is the open system. For open system, I already told nozzle. Right now, when I am discussing the nozzle, I discussed real boundary, imaginary boundary also. Okay. So when if you consider the nozzle, as I discussed already, it is the cross section of decrease in the area. Okay. So when there is decrease in area, there will be increase in the velocity. That is the reason nozzles are used to increase the velocity of the flow. Okay. So flow process example is nozzle. Means all open systems comes under flow process. All closed systems comes under non-flow process. Next. Now you can see what are the different types of process we have. Before that, if you see, this is the piston cylinder arrangement. Now this is the initial position of the piston. At this instant of time, it has high volume, but pressure is very low. So now you can see state point 1, initial state is high volume, but the corresponding pressure is very less. And now let us say if you compress the system by applying some external force, let us say F is the force applied on the piston. Due to this, the piston changes its position, so it tends to move towards left side direction. Therefore, this is the final position of the piston. Now the state is 2. Now this is state 2. So state 2 corresponding to low volume, high pressure. So now coming to state 2, this is the wall pressure and this is the volume. Volume is very less, the pressure is very high. Okay. Now during this process, the system can follow any of these four processes. During this operation, when the system is changing from state 1 to state 2, as I already discussed, the process is the reason to change of the state. The process is the reason to change of the state. Okay. So during this process 1 to 2, it can follow either isobaric process, isothermal process, isochoric, and isentropic process. Isobaric process is known as, other name for isobaric process is constant pressure process. Constant pressure process is also called as isobaric process. Means from 1 to 2, let us consider PV diagram. If you consider, in order to be isobaric process, the pressure should be constant. Let us say this is state 1, this is state 2. 1 to 2, is there any change in the pressure? No, the pressure is constant. Therefore, I can call this particular process as isobaric process. Now only there is increase in the volume, but pressure remains constant from 1 to 2. You can see in the figure. And second process is isothermal process. Isothermal process is also called as constant temperature process. So constant temperature process means during this process, the temperature of the system is constant. Let us consider the TS diagram, temperature versus entropy diagram. If it is a horizontal line from state 1 to 2, so what is constant here? Temperature is constant, but entropy is increasing. And third process is isochoric process, or it is also called as constant volume process. It is also called as constant volume process. Now we can see in this case, let us say if the system follows 1 to 2 like this. During this process, pressure is decreased, but volume is remains constant. This process is called as constant volume process, or other name is isochoric process. And last process is isentropic process. During this process, entropy is constant. Okay, entropy is constant. What is entropy? We'll discuss in coming classes. Now, if the system follows 1 to 2 vertically in TS diagram, during this process, entropy S1 is equals to S2, but temperature is decreasing. If you see, S1 is equals to S2 here, but temperature is decreasing from T1 to T2. Is it is clear? Different types of process: isobaric process, isochoric
Yes,
process,
sir.
isothermal process, and isentropic. Timing you can remember: constant pressure process, constant temperature, constant volume, constant entropy process. Yes or no? Constant pressure, constant temperature, constant volume, constant entropy process. Now we'll discuss what is a cycle, right? So cycle is nothing but it is a closed loop. As we know, cycle is nothing but closed loop. Means where the system started its state, it should again come back to the same state. If the system come back to its same position after passing through the series of states, then we can say that it is completed one cycle. So definition is, a system is said to have an undergone a cycle if it returns to its initial state at the end of the process. If it returns to its initial state at the end of the process. For the cyclic process, the initial and final states are identical. So where it is started, at that point it is ended. Therefore, it is called a cycle. Now you can see when it is changing from 1 to 2, this is the process. And when it is coming back to its initial state, it is 2 to 1, that is process B. So thereby it's completed one complete cycle. This process is called cyclic process. Cyclic process means the system returns to its initial condition. That's what, where it is started, again it come back to the same. Means the properties are the remain same. So it started with V1, it started with P1. At the end of the stage process also, the properties are remains same. Then we can say that it's completed one cycle. Now, Now here I am trying to represent all in one diagram what I discussed over state, process, process, cycle. Now, so now if you see, this is one is corresponding to a particular state, two is corresponding to a particular state, three is corresponding to one particular state, and four is also corresponding to one particular state. Now, if it is change, if the system is changing the states through the intermediate states, let's say 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, and it reaches to 2. Now, if I join these intermediate states, what I will get? It is nothing but the path. Yes, sir, right? So when the system is changing from one state to other state via intermediate states, then the line joining these intermediate state is called a path. Now, again, what is process? When the system is changing from one state to other state, it has to follow certain process. The process is the responsible for the change of the state, as I discussed. So means how it is following during 1 to 2, which is constant. Anyone please tell me, from state 1 to 2, what is constant? Volume. Very good. Means
Volume.
very good. 1 to 2, it is following constant volume process. 1 to 2, it is following constant volume process. 1 point corresponding to one particular state, 2 point corresponding to one particular state. Now, coming to 2 to 3, here also we have some intermediate states. If you join the intermediate states, you will get the path. And if you move from 2 to 3, it is also one type of process. And during this process, the pressure is constant and volume is increasing. So like that, 3 to 4 is the constant volume process. Again, 4 to 1 is again constant pressure process. So in this diagram, I am able to show all the states, different types of states we have, and processes, path, and again it is coming back to its initial position. If you see, it started with 1, P1 and V1, again 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, again it come back to the original state. So again the properties are again similar to the initial state. P1 is again restored and volume V1 is also restored. Therefore, I can say that it completed one complete cycle. So don't think that cycle means like earlier I saw it should be in circular shape. No, it's not like that. Any shape it can be. It should follow some different types of process. The system has undergone different types of process. Again, it come back to the initial position. Then we can say that it is the one complete cycle. Is it is clear? You should not have any doubt regarding state, process, path, and cycle. Very, very important for short answer point of view. If anybody is having doubt,
Sir, can you explain
Hmm.
it again?
State.
Can you explain state? Yes.
State. Okay. Now, let us consider, all of you please listen. Let us consider a piston cylinder assembly. Now, I am explaining a compression process. Usually, in cylinder terminology, piston cylinder terminology, this is called top dead center. Top dead center, and this extreme condition is called bottom dead center. Please listen, all of you. This is the bottom dead center. Now, so what is present inside the system? Some gas is present. Let us assume there will be a gas inside the system. Now I am going to represent over the Cartesian coordinates. Let us say PV diagram. Okay. At this instant of time, let us say nothing applied. I didn't apply any force. Now this is considered as state 1. It has high volume and low pressure because no forces is acting on the piston. High volume, low pressure. Now, can I represent the state of this particular system as 1 on PV diagram? Any doubt in this case?
No, sir.
No, right? So
No,
one corresponding to, someone should answer. Is it is correct the way I represented? I told high volume,
sir.
low pressure. That's what I'm expecting. No one is answering. Huh? This is corresponding to high volume,
low
pressure.
pressure.
Tell me, where should I keep state 1? State 1 here or here? Top or bottom?
Near the P side, near the
Huh?
P side bottom one, sir.
Yeah, very good. This is the state 1. State 1 corresponding to high volume, low pressure, right? Now let us assume I applied some external force over the piston because I already told I am going for compression process. Compression. Some compression process. Now, if you apply the forces over the piston, what will happen? The gas present inside the system will start compressing. Now, let us assume this is the position of the piston after application of the force. Now, within this system, the total gas is compressed, right? This is state 2. What happens to the pressure? If you compress the gas,
This is
pressure will
Pressure
pressure
increases.
increase.
pressure is increased and
sir.
volume is decreased, because in first case this is the
Decreases.
listen, this is the state volume corresponding to state 1 and this is the volume corresponding to state 2. Yes or no, right? So this is V2 volume, this is V1 volume. What happens to volume? Volume is decreased and pressure is
Increasing.
increased, right? So this is nothing but the state. At a particular state, the system should have fixed value. Means the pressure should constant, volume should constant. Irrespective of the time, if the pressure and volume and temperature are constant, then we can call that as steady state. Steady state means the properties of the system should not change with respect to time. Now at 11 p.m. or 11 a.m. we are recording the pressure, volume, temperature. After 10 minutes, let us say at 11:10 also we are not recording the values. If the values are remains same irrespective of the time, then I can say that the system is under steady state. If the values are changing, then it is not steady state. It is called unsteady state. Okay. Now, when the piston is moving from 1 to 2, it should pass like this. Yes or no? It has crossed this state, and here also it has crossed this state, right? Yes or no? Let us say this is
Yes, sir.
1A and this state is 1B. Like nothing but these are all intermediate states. This is 1A, this is 1B, 1C. If you join the line joining these intermediate states, what you will get? If you join the line joining the intermediate state, this is
Path.
nothing but the path of a system. Got the point? This is called path of a system. This is into state is nothing but it defines the system position at particular instant. The position of the system at a particular instant is represented by its state. Means it has high pressure or high volume. That thing nothing but that is a property. Okay. Now during the change of the state, any system has to follow certain process. During the change of the state, any system should follow a process. As I told, the process may be constant temperature process, it may be constant pressure, it may be constant volume, it may be constant entropy process. Okay. Means during in PV diagram, if the process is vertical, it is constant volume process. If the process is horizontal, it is constant pressure process. And if you consider TS diagram, in TS diagram, if the process is horizontal line, temperature is constant. If the process is vertical line, entropy is equals to constant. Now is it is clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Very fine.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Shall I move to next slide?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Right. Now, very important property, quasi-static process. As the name implies, quasi means it's almost slow. The meaning of quasi is infinitesimally slow process. That process is called quasi-static process. Okay. So let us consider piston cylinder assembly. Can you see the position of the piston in this case? This is the piston. Are you able to see the hatching?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes, sir.
this is the initial position. Now, can you tell me at this instant of time, what is the state of the system? In terms of pressure and volume, anyone?
High volume,
High-
low pressure.
High
Hybrid,
pressure,
low volume.
low volume, right? Now,
Low volume.
so can you observe over the piston, there are different types of weight, 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 5 weights are there. Are you able to see?
Yes, sir.
Five weights are there over the piston. Due to the weight is nothing but a force, because the unit of weight is also a Newton, the unit of force also a Newton, right? Weight and force one and same. Okay. So over the piston we have particular weights. Due to the weight acting on the piston, nothing but due to the force acting on the piston, the gas inside the cylinder is getting compressed. That state that it is the initial position. Now this is the state corresponding to the system. High pressure, low volume. Okay. Now what I am doing, now these are the stops, means the maximum movement of the piston from here to here is possible. So after these points, the piston cannot move outside. Okay, so those are the stops. Now let us assume if I remove this top weight, only one weight I am removing. Try to understand the concept. If I remove one weight, what happens to the state of the system? Anyone?
So volume will
increases, pressure decreases.
Means state will change. Agree?
yeah,
Yes,
state
sir.
The state of the system will change, meaning that if I remove one weight, the piston starts moving upward direction. It may travel to certain height and it remains equal. It remains in that position. Yes or no?
yes.
It will move little bit upward direction. It remains in that position because again more four weights are acting on the piston. Agree?
Yes, sir.
Yes, right. Now let us say after removing one weight, this is the state of the system. Okay. Now at this instant of time, listen, I am calling these states are called equilibrium states because now at this instant, if you add the weight again, please listen, we removed one weight, and if you add the weight again it will go back to the initial state and without changing any of its property. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Usually
Yes, sir. Yes.
when at this state, how many weights are acting? 5 weights are acting. Agree? Now if you remove one weight,
Yes, sir.
at this instant of time, 4 weights are acting. Now let us say after removing one weight, if you add the same weight again, it will go back to the same initial state. At that instant, if you measure the pressure, volume, temperature will remain the same. That is the main advantage of quasi-static process. Means the piston
Okay.
is moving infinitesimally slow velocity. Again, after removing fifth weight, I am removing fourth weight also. What happens to the system? System will again move
It will change
upward
the position.
direction. Now this is the state of the system after removing the second weight. Yes or no? Now at this instant of time, 3 weights are acting on the piston. Now again I am removing one more weight. Let us say only 2 weights are acting. This is the state of the piston. Only one weight is acting. This is the state of the piston. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
These states are nothing but
Sure.
intermediate states only.
Yes.
Yes. Again, if you want to add the weights, again it will, let us say if I added one weight from here to here, again it will regain its second state. No change in the properties of the system because the system has moved with infinitesimally slow velocity. Therefore, the states through which it is passing, all the states are equilibrium states. The name equilibrium states is nothing but if the piston is moving with infinitesimally slow velocities, all the states are under equilibrium condition, you can roll back again to the previous system, previous state. That is the main advantage of quasi-static process. If you remove that again weight, it will reaches to the final state. Nothing but this point it will reach. If you remove all the weights, it will reaches the top of the system. Agree? At this instant, it has high volume and low pressure. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes, sir.
can you show my cursor on the PV diagram at the bottom? Here. The green line.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. Now tell me at this instant of time, how many weights are acting on the piston?
0, sir.
0. Right.
0.
If you add one weight again, it will go back to the this state.
First state, sir.
Right. Now if you add second weight, it will go third weight, fourth weight, fifth weight. Means if you add again the weights, again it will go to the initial state. That is the main advantage of quasi-static process. Right. If the system follows quasi-static process, you can see this is a reversible process. What is reversible process? After reaching the final state, again if I add the weights, again it is going back to the initial state.
Initial state.
That is the advantage of quasi-static process, but it is a hypothetical process. It is not in practical, because if the piston is moving with infinitesimally small velocity or low velocity, we cannot convert power. We cannot extract the more power from the system. Got the point? Because our engines are rotating with 1000 rpm, 2000, 3000, 4000 rpm. If you see in the daily life,
Yes, sir.
right? If the piston is moving with this much slow velocity, we don't get even 1 or 2 RPM. But we require
Yes, sir.
thousands or RPM. That's why quasi-static process is hypothetical process. It's not being used in the actual case. That is the main drawback. Clear?
Yes.
Right. Now we will
So
discuss.
what is RPM over there?
Sorry, 1 second. I'll go back. Sorry, which one?
RPM, sir. What was that?
RPM, rotations,
Rotations
per
per
minute.
minute.
Or we can call it as revolutions per minute. Rotations
Okay.
per minute or revolutions per minute.
Per
Got it, no?
minute.
Yeah, you
Yes, sir.
used to represent with N. N is the speed of the engine in rotations per minute or revolutions per minute. So if you see in a cars or some bikes also, you can see RPM into 1000 RPM. Like that.
Yes.
1, 2, 3 needle is moving to move. If you accelerate, it starts increasing the RPM.
Yes, sir.
Right? Now, next last topic for today's equilibrium, thermodynamic equilibrium, right? So a system has to be in thermodynamic equilibrium. It should satisfy the 3 conditions of equilibrium. So what are they? It should be under thermal equilibrium, mechanical and chemical. It should satisfy first thermal, mechanical and chemical equilibrium. So what do you mean by thermal equilibrium? If the temperature of the system remains same irrespective of the time, then we can say that that system is in thermal equilibrium, right? So when you will get temperature same, if the system follows which process? Anyone please answer.
Quasi-static.
Constant temperature or isothermal process, right? If the system follows
Isothermal process.
isothermal process, then we can say that the system is in thermal equilibrium because the temperature is same throughout the change of the phase. Okay, right. Now again mechanical equilibrium. Mechanical equilibrium nothing but if there are no unbalanced force, means there is no movement of the molecules within the system. If the molecules are moving, pressure is changing. If the pressure is changing, then there will be certain unbalanced force that exists within the system. Therefore, it changes the state of the system. Right now, so mechanical equilibrium means there is no unbalanced force, means there should be pressure constant. In which system we will get this one? No change of pressure, constant pressure process, or we can call it as isobaric process.
Isobaric.
If the system follows isobaric process, means it is mechanical equilibrium. It is under mechanical equilibrium process, right? Now, one more equilibrium, chemical equilibrium. Chemical equilibrium is nothing but there should not be any chemical reaction within the system. What is chemical reaction? Chemical reaction is nothing but if you burn the, somebody is unmuted. If you burn the air fuel mixture within the cylinder, let us say how the engine will work, we are burning. I shown in the starting of this class one video, some fuel is coming into the cylinder and it is burning and the piston is moving downward direction, right? So the burning of the fuel itself is a chemical reaction. So the chemical reaction between the air and the fuel is taking place. Okay, right? If there is no chemical reactions present within the system, then we can say that the system is in chemically equilibrium. Means I can say a system is said to be in thermodynamic equilibrium. It has to follow the 3 types of the equilibrium. If I say the system is in thermodynamic equilibrium, means it is in thermal equilibrium, mechanical equilibrium and chemical equilibrium. Is it clear? A system is said to be in thermodynamic equilibrium. It has to follow the 3 types of the equilibrium. Thermal equilibrium means there is no change of temperature with respect to time, and mechanical means there is no change of pressure. Chemical means there should not be any chemical reaction within the system, right? So you can see the one example. I have a system in that the different gases are at different temperature, 20 degree, 23 degree, 30 degree, 35. Is it is in thermal equilibrium? Is this particular system is in thermal equilibrium? No, because the particles are at different temperatures. Now, if you leave like that for certain time, then what happened? They will come to some equilibrium state. Now, all the particles are having at the same temperature. Now, I can say that this particular system is in thermal equilibrium. Got it? It is only in thermal equilibrium, right? a system is said to be in thermodynamic equilibrium, it has to follow thermal equilibrium, mechanical equilibrium, and chemical equilibrium. Okay. So with this, we will stop today, right? So what we discussed today, very, very important concept we discussed. We discussed what is the state of a system, what is the path, what is the process, what is the cycle. What is state diagram? If you represent state over a diagram, that is called state diagram. Usually, state is represented by a point on a system. Yes or no, right? So after that, we discussed about what we discussed?
Quasi-static process.
Quasi-static process.
Path.
Quasi-static process is called infinitesimally slow process. Means all the states between initial and final states are in equilibrium. That is the main advantage. All the states between initial and final states are in equilibrium position because the piston is moving with infinitesimally slow process. After that, we discussed what is thermodynamic equilibrium.
Thermodynamic equilibrium.
Thermodynamic equilibrium means the system has to satisfy thermal equilibrium, mechanical equilibrium, and chemical equilibrium. Okay. So just be on the line because I am taking attendance. Don't leave.